everyone, it's Missy, and welcome back to the pattern, the Freeform crop topper. This will be where we begin our motifs, and the first motif that we will make is the Lazy J, which is what you see before you. You're going to be making these in color combinations, so that way you can see the waves. And the pattern recommends that you use black as your base color, and then you use blue, red, gold, and a gray. You can use whatever colors you want, and I actually influence you guys, or trying to influence you guys, to use up your scrap yarn. This is a perfect project for scrap yarn. You don't have to follow this color combination either. You can choose whatever colors you want and make your garment as colorful as you want. And it's just kind of a neat way to learn new stitches, new techniques, and to use up that scrap yarn that you have sitting maybe in a box in your closet or so forth. The combinations that I'm making are 2 of each, just because that's what the pattern specifies, is to have 8 Lazy J's. And the one that I'll be making, the one that I have left, is the silver and black combination. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the black yarn. We're going to make our slip knot, just like that. And then we're going to chain 10. Once you have your 10 chains, you will single crochet in the second chain from hook. And then you will single crochet twice in the next chain. Half double crochet in the next 2 chains. So that's where you yarn over. So you have 3 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over and pull the loop through all 3 loops. Then you want to half double crochet twice in the next chain. So we're just putting a half double crochet in our stitch, and we're just going back into that same stitch and doing another half double crochet. So we're slowly increasing and making a curve. Then we're going to double crochet in the next 2 chains. And then double crochet twice in the next chain. And then finally we're going to treble 3 times in the last chain. So to treble, you're going to yarn over your hook twice, place your hook in the last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you're going to have a total of 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so there's 3. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so there's 2 remaining loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. That's your treble crochet. So that's my second. Oops. My third. So for row 1, you should have a total of 14 stitches. And now you can see that J kind of curve that we're making. And when we're making this motif, we will not be turning our work at the end of each row. And this is the right side of our project. So we're going to be moving right into row 2. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1. And working in the front loops only, I'm going to be doing a reverse single crochet in each stitch. So remember how there's 2 loops on top of our project? I'm only going through that front loop, the loop that's facing me, and I'm just single crocheting. But I'm single crocheting going backwards. And I know with the black it's kind of hard to see. I will be switching colors after this row and we'll be performing this stitch again. So what I'm going to be doing is just reverse single crocheting along the entire row. When I get to the end, I'll change colors, I'll change to the gray, and then I'll show you a little bit better on how to do that stitch. When you reach your last reverse single crochet stitch, I pulled the loop up through the last chain to make the single crochet. I'm going to drop my black yarn, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my gray yarn. So I'm just kind of draping the tail over. I'm going to pull that through. And that's how you change the color on your yarn, to the next one. I'm not going to cut the black. I'm just going to leave that hang there because we're going to come back to that. And there I've completed my reverse single crochets. Like I said, it's just going the opposite direction, working backwards, and I'll show you that later on. But right now we're ready to go on to row 3, and we still have the right side of the project facing, and we're going to be working in the unworked back loops of row 1. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down and single crochet. I'm picking up my first back loop, so I'm kind of just folding this one row over. Just going down, I'm going to single crochet. Alright, and then I will single crochet in the next 2 stitches here. I'm mostly feeling for those back loops because they're really hard to see, but there we go. And then I will half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So you have your half double crochets, and then I will complete 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. After that, we want to double crochet in the next 4 stitches. In the next stitch, we want to double crochet twice. And then we'll treble in the last 2 stitches. So we'll have a total of 16 stitches for this row. Row 4, you want to repeat row 2, which is reverse single crocheting in each stitch across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to do that is chain 1, and then I think I said that we work backwards. Sometimes it's hard for me to do it this way, so I actually do turn my work just a little to give me some headway, and just because I'm right-handed, it's very difficult for me to, and I don't do reverse single crochet enough, and it's always difficult for me to get this first stitch started. But we're going up through the front loop. We're only doing the front loop. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I'm still picking up my yarn from the back of the work, pulling through a loop and doing the single crochet. So when I'm working this way, I have to remember to keep my yarn on the correct side of my project. But you see how there's 2 loops right there? I'm just going through this one. Alright? Yarning over, pulling that through, completing my single crochet. So when you have your work facing you, the right side facing you, you're taking your hook and you're going up through that loop, catching the yarn, and bringing the yarn through like so. So you kind of create like this rope looking effect across. The hardest part here is you're only working in the front loops. We're going to be doing a reverse single crochet in another motif, and we will be working through both loops, which is easier. With the front loop you have to put your hook up, whereas if you went through the whole piece you can keep your yarn. That one seems to go a little bit easier than just doing the front loops. So, but we have to keep that back loop open to stitch our next design, but you could see kind of how that would go. Like I said, I am not an expert at this stitch at all. Probably will be by the time I'm finished with this project. So, but just keep remembering just to go through the front loop, picking up the yarn, and just work as slowly as me, and you'll get it. I'll come back when we have to change color and show you how that works. Okay, so I came to my last stitch, my last reverse single crochet, and just taking my hook, putting it through the last front loop, pulling my yarn through, and pulling my yarn. Oh, this is where I change color. So I'm going to take my black, just drop my gray, pick up my black, and pull that through. There we go. So now we have our nice curled reverse single crochets going, and we are ready to begin row 5. And so now you can see how I'm going to be working in the back loops of row 3. I'm going to be single crocheting in the first 4 stitches. So where we dropped our yarn, let's see if I can show you. These are the back loops. So I'm just going to be poking my hook in there, if I can get it in there. There we go. And then I'm just going to single crochet. There we go. So that's my 4 single crochets. Now we're going to half double crochet in the next 3. Then we're going to complete 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. We'll double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Then we'll double crochet twice in the next stitch. And we'll finish the row by trebling in the last 2 stitches. So in total you should have 17 stitches for row 5. In row 6 we'll be repeating row 2 again and changing to the next color. Like I said, all you'll be doing is just chaining 1 and doing that reverse single crochet in the front loops only all the way down. And then I'll change back over to gray. And then I'll come back and show you how to do the next row after that. Okay, so I changed to my last color and I'm ready for row 7. So with right side facing, I will be working in the unworked back loops of row 5, and I'll be single crocheting in the first 4 stitches. Then I'll half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And the next stitch I'll complete 2 half double crochets. In the next 4 stitches I'll double crochet 1 time, so that's 1. This will be the next stitch. Three and 4. And the next stitch I'll double crochet twice. And then in the next 2 stitches I will treble. Alright, so you can see our J has really come together now. Oh, and then for row 7 you'll have a total of 17 stitches, and the last stitch here will remain unworked. So then all you have to do is move on to row 8. Row 8 you'll just chain 1, and you're going to reverse single crochet in the front loop only all the way down across, so you'll have a total again of 17 stitches. And when you're done you can cut your yarn and you'll have a finished J just like this. And then you just go ahead and keep making them in all the various colors. You'll be an expert by the time this pattern's done. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. Otherwise, join us for the next video where you will learn how to do the fan.